Well, for this week's Climate Close-Up, we're going to have a really in-depth look at the dry weather we've had and where we are at in terms of precipitation on the entire year. Our latest drought monitor did come out, and we're seeing that drought is getting worse. We have seen severe drought work its way into a lot of the northern parts of the viewing area. Compared to last week, that was a pretty significant worsening of the drought. We've also seen moderate drought expand across much of the northern and central parts of eastern Iowa. Now, as we have a look at our typical monthly precipitation rainfall total, it is normal for us to start to get drier. September and October are some of our drier months, and we will continue to get drier in terms of what we would typically expect for precipitation as we go through the rest of the year. However, it was still historically dry, especially in September. Cedar Rapids and Iowa City had their record driest Septembers. Dubuque and Waterloo were the second driest on record for them. Now, for a 2024 total summary on where we're at for this for our rainfall. I know this graphic is a little bit hard to read, so I'll explain it for you. Down the vertical axis on the left side of your screen, that shows the amount of precipitation in inches. Those increments are in 5 on each line, and it goes up to 35 inches. The horizontal axis that goes across the bottom of your screen is a show of the different dates that we have. Those start on January 9th, and they run all the way through the beginning of October on the right side of your screen. Now, what we can see on the brown line represents the average rate at which rainfall is supposed to accumulate as we go through the year. So as we go into the summer months, we see rain accumulate more quickly because we're getting more rain. And then we do start to see that curve kind of round off a little bit as we get less rain on average as we get into the fall months. The green line shows how much rain we have seen so far this year. So for much of the year, the green line was above the brown line, which meant that we were ahead on rainfall. There was a little period there where we were pretty close to average, and then during the last couple of months, we did see a good bit of rain that had us well above where we should be with rainfall. But it has just been so dry for the last couple of months that we have seen that green line and brown line kind of come together. So we're right about where we should be on the year in terms of rainfall expectations, but it's just not been much in the way of rainfall over the last couple of months, which is why we're seeing that drought creep back in. Now, over the last, we have seen a change over the period of time where our rainfall has been increasing. So on average, 30-year average change from 2010 to 2020, we did see an increase in our average rainfall, and we'll continue to see, we would expect to see that average rainfall increase as we head into the future. Not the case across the rest of the U.S. though. The West has been getting drier. The average amount of rainfall has been decreasing there over the last 10 years. Over in the East, it has been increasing, and those are trends we would continue to see as we go into the future and as our climate changes.